Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back, and as always a huge thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. So today my members free gift, so this is the Hunkydory Members free gift that's current at the moment. All you have to do is pay for the postage. If you are not already part of their club, go ahead and get yourself registered. You can then get this kit for free. Like I say, just pay the postage. And I think Hunkydory made a mistake with this kit because it's the best kit I've seen. I mean, I don't know if you can pick up here, there is such delicate gold foiling all on these bits and all throughout this kit, even on the foiled sheets. There is no way that this should have been a free gift, because it's just, the foiling on it is just the best I've ever seen, and I've been a customer of those for many years. I mean, practically since they began. In fact, I think I did have the very first kit that they did. I mean, look at the foiling on this glass, the little tiny little gold bubbles. It's so delicate, it's so beautiful. And there again on that glass there, I don't think it should have been a free gift. I know, but we can be very grateful that we have got it as a free gift, and that we can play with it, really. But that's just my opinion. It's just too nice. They should have asked for the full price on it. I would have paid that in a heartbeat. But then again, saying that, I don't know, I didn't really notice when I saw the kit on TV how, you know, how beautiful this foiling is, and it just is so delicate. I mean, just in these tiny, oh, it's just beautiful. Right, so enough of that. Let me get on and make a little card for you, maybe two. So I thought today what I would do is make a panel card. So I'm going to come in with my trimmer. I've got two pieces of A4 300 GSM card. This is the Card Craft UK one. And I need to cut this to, so I'm going 7 by 7 with a card. So I'm going to go 10. Now am I, so 7, 8, 9, and there'd be 2, 4. Yeah, we're going to go 9 by 7 on this first piece. And then is this 2 inches? So we can cut this one down to 2 inches by the 7. So I don't need that other piece of card, so that's a bonus that I wasn't expecting. So let's pop that out of the way. We'll pop that to the side for a second. Now, because this kit has got the gold foiling, I am going to be using some gold mirror card. And I want one piece that is 2 notches under the 7 for the back of it. I can probably get the piece that's 2 notches, so 2/16 is it? Under that 2 inches, and then 2 notches under the 7 inch. Just to one side, and then if I just grab another piece again, actually I might get it out of here because it's only 2 inches, so we need to be again 2 notches under the 2, 2 notches under the 7. There we go. So let me put that piece of gold back. I'll probably use that with the next card. And then I'm going to bring in the backing card, and I think we really do need to use this one. And I was thinking about using the actual insert for the inside. I'll just grab that. Let me grab it. What did I do with it? I know what I did with it. I put it in the folder. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay guys, so when I went into the pack of inserts, I totally forgotten that you do get the printed papers with it. So I've just picked out the piece piece of card. So this matches the actual other image on there, so I know it's in the same colour tones. And although I'm going to be using the cake topper, you know, cake and mince pies, you can't get anything much more Christmassier than that, can you really? So let me just bring this one back in, and I'm going to bring that to 4 notches under the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I want 2 pieces that are 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 2. So it's 1 3/4 inches. And then hopefully that should fit onto there quite nicely. And it does. Okay. We've still got a decent sized piece of card there to play with. So let's just pop that one out of the way. We'll bring the scoreboard in. So it's the Hunkydory one. The little one is the one that I have. I'm going to take the biggest piece that we cut, which was the 9 by 7. And I'm just going to score that at the 2-inch mark. There we go. So this is going to be a sort of, I think they call it a floating panel card. So the idea is, oh, another thing I need to cut. Apologies, let me just grab this back out. I've got some snowfall acetate. And I'm just going to cut it just 1 notch under the 7. And I'm going to do that as a square. So I don't really like cutting it exactly to size, because I don't want it to go where the fold is. I just like it that little bit smaller, just so that it's easier for me to get that lined up and in, because it's only going to be a support for my bridge anyway. Okay. Right, so the idea is that we have our piece of card here. So actually we'll sandwich that in between there, the top and the bottom, and then we'll have our topper on here. That's going to bring that all together. Okay, so you will see as I go along exactly what I mean. So I'm going to bring in some scissors and some red liner tape, and I'm just going to, I will use some PVA glue as well, but the red liner tape is the best for this job because it's super sticky. So I'm just going to put that onto there, and then the same onto there. And if I do it this way round and sandwich the acetate in the middle, it means I can hide all the workings with my layers, so I don't have to worry about finding something to cover it up with behind afterwards. So it's one less job to do, so that's all good. I'm just burnishing the tape down because it tends to peel off a little better once it's been burnished down. So I'm just going to take this one off. And then I'm going to take this one off as well. Just peeling that tape off. And then if I put my card straight, and then I can pop this onto there, like so. And what I'm going to do, just because that's moving a little bit and I want to be getting this right, extra pair of hands is my tape, so pop that down there. So this is just going to be able to be pulled out, or it will hide underneath, so it's not going to be a problem at all. So I'm going to take my acetate, I'm going to line this up. I should take the top as well. Let me take that top down, and then we'll the top and the bottom. So I'm just going to pop there, onto there. Okay, so that should make things a bit easier for me. Apart from that's now moved. Oh, that's when I was pulling it up. There we go. So I'm making this look a lot harder than it is. My goodness. Right. All the stars are aligned. Let's get this on. So what I'm doing is just making sure it's not going over that edge. It's not interfering with the bottom of the card. So I'm just going to give that a press down onto that red liner tape. And I didn't put any tacky glue on in the end because I forgot, but we will be fine. And as you can see, that just peels out from there. Okay, so at the moment it looks a bit unsightly because you can see those workings, but obviously we're going to hide those. But that's going to make us our card. Okay, so again I'm going to come in with the red liner tape on here, on these layers, because we're sticking onto the acetate. Once we've got this first layer on, we can then go back to our normal glues. So I'm just going to give that a burnish down. And for this one, what I'm going to do is just do some little wings like so. Just got to find the end of this tape. Come on, there we go. There we go. And again, we're just going to go like so. So now I can have those tails popping out. But I can pop this on, so make sure it's where I want it to be. There, and I can whip that tape out. It's done. It just gives me a little bit of wiggle time, and then if I turn that round and do the same on here, and I don't do this all the time, I'll be honest with you, so you'll probably have seen me do this in the past and I probably won't have done this. So I only really do it when, if my hands are a little bit shaky like today and I'm not confident that I'm going to get that down first time, then I like to give myself that little bit of opportunity to get it wrong and not ruin my whole project straight away, especially like when it's got acetate. I mean, the acetate is not cheap. And you know, you want to give yourself the best opportunity to get it right. So if you're struggling, that might be one way that you can sort of help yourself. Okay, so there we are. So I will give it a wipe with a cloth when I'm done, because I can see I have put fingerprints over it, all over it already. So I'm going to come in with some tacky glue, and we're just popping this down. Oop. And like I always say with this glue, just be a little bit careful with your mirror card, because it can take the shine off with it being a solvent based glue. As long as you keep it to, I sort of go within about ½ centimetre or so, just in case that that glue splurges just a little bit. Okay, so that's that there, and I'm just going to open that up, and we can just use our normal glues on the inside. And they should all start to come together now. There we go. Yeah, make sure it doesn't move. And for this paper, so Last time I tried the Kalau bookbinding glue and that didn't work, so I thought what I would do, I know somebody did suggest the tape, double-sided tape, which I haven't got, so I thought I would try. I've got quite a few of these Crafter's Companion ones, so I thought I would try this, and then just a little bit of tacky glue in the corners. Let's see if I can get it to work. Come on now. I haven't used them in ages, I have to be honest. Oh no, I think that one's no good. The roller's just broken. Okay, let's use the tacky one instead. Not the tacky, the dotty one instead. Oh, let's see, that was a bit better. And I'm probably putting on way more than I need. And like I say, I am going to put just a tiny bit of tacky glue just in these corners, because I can always put a gem on there if it does show through. Now the downside of that is that I do have to get it right first time, so I think that's the way up it has to go. And this is too big. Why is this too big? Okay, bear with me 2 seconds and we'll attempt to trim it. So maybe I only did it 2 notches under the 7 instead of 4. Oh, look at this disaster, you know, like when you have one of those days. Yeah, I did, look. So let's just go along there, super carefully, and oops. At home you're going to cut it to the right size first time. And I'm also being super careful with this trimmer because it doesn't usually like paper. Right. Let's see if that's still sticky enough to stick on project. Right. Okay, so sometimes you can get away with that, like we did there, but sometimes you can't. So, okay, so let's go the right way up. Go in. Let's hope that's it. I've got a feeling that's going to be... No, we're alright, we're alright. Okay. So what I will do is just pop a little bit of glue under there, just to pop that down. That is sticking up there a little bit, so we'll pop a bit there as well. So usually I do this at the end of a card if I see any bits that are popping up. Phew, it looks okay. Okay, so saved it. But apologies, I didn't cut that to size and that was my fault. And so I'm just going to pop this topper out now, and this is the beautiful Christmas cake one. So we've got our little cake, our huge cake. I think Have a Sweet Christmas. How cute is that? Do we need anything else? No, we've got our mince pie there. We've got another cake. Which is no, we'll go with that, and then we will find some gems. Ideally, something that looks a bit puddingish would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so I think I'm going to go to the side. Like so. So we do want to raise it up. And I'm going to grab some Crafter's Companion ones. And I'm also going to grab some Hunkydory ones. Now, do I want this to be lower and that to be higher, or do I want that to be higher and that to be lower? Let's have a look. I think the other way around. So I just trim that little pip out there and there. So where the oval has been held in place, sometimes you just get that little connection, a little white edge, so you can just go along it with your knife or your scissors, and that will get that out for you. So I'm just going to put some 1mm, I think these are foam pads, along the top. I think that should be fine, and I will put some tacky glue on these, so that will help them stay in place for a long time. And the reason why I'm not putting it all over the frame is because I don't want to be able to see pads when or whoever gets the card, I don't want them to be able to see the pads on the other side. If you are worried about that, if you want to put pads here, you know, for that extra sort of security when you're posting it, what you can do is put this down on a piece of white card, trace around it, just cut around it, and then put that on the inside of your card. But I'm not going to be doing that today. I'm just going to be putting these pads at the top and the bottom. I don't think my card is going to need anything else than that for support wise. And just going round on this frame anyway, so that's the only. So again, with my tacky glue, it means it does take a minute or so to dry, gives me a little bit of wiggle room, and but it does also mean that should those foam pads shrink, I've got that bit of security there. Okay, so I'm keeping this frame in place. It's already connected, so I don't need to do anything else to it to make sure that that stays. What I do want to do though with this middle piece is just put a couple of foam pads in the middle, and I will show you what I'm going to do to hide those in a second. So I'm going to pop a couple of these deeper foam pads. I think these are probably about a 5mm, maybe 3, 5, something like that. But they certainly do feel very chunky. I'm just checking that that's not going to, yeah. And I'm just going to put 2 there. Oops, 2 there, and then I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so just get all the backs off of these. You'll have to let me know if you've got your kit yet. I know quite a few people have said they've already got theirs. I did order mine. I ordered it quite late in the week because I was looking for some other bits and pieces as well. Sometimes I like to wait to the Friday to see what other releases are on. Sometimes that's not always the best idea if something sells out. But there are some things from Members Week I want, but I haven't ordered yet. So I thought I'd see, because I know there are new releases every day. So I did sort of fall in love with the dogs today. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy the whole kit though, newsflash. The amount of Christmas cards I send with dogs on is actually not very many. Tends to be more birthday cards. I know it's worth keeping them for the years to come, but I have been doing that, and I've got so much stuff, and I think maybe my new sort of moving forward is to buy the ones that I'm going to use, apart from the big blockbusters and things. So that is on there. I'm going to open that up, and as you can see these little foam pads here. So I'm going to bring in this little topper here. I'm going to pop a couple of pieces of sticky, and I don't mind doing this, sorry, just going back to this, I don't mind doing this with the little topper because it's probably quite unlikely, if I'm not using it on a card, you'll probably get left. So okay, so I've got choices really, and I don't know whether to do it that way so that it's that way when they open the card. I think I am going to do it that way so that it's that way when they open the card. Okay, there we go. So we've got that support in there and it's hidden. Okay, then we've got this one here. Now I think I'm going to go with a different size foam pad, maybe something in the middle. Yeah, this one. So this is probably about a 2mm. Where's that going to go? Maybe go all the way across. Let's have a look. And I'm just going to snip out those ends, just so we don't see them. Okay, so just putting some tacky glue on, and I'm going to pop this one on, going across from there. Have a sweet Christmas. Okay, so now what we need is some gems. So probably want something either brown or green. I thought if I keep it kind of neutral, because I've got some blacks now, we'll see what those look like. If I keep it kind of in my browns and my dark colours, it would be a nice card for a man rather than a woman. So we've got those, and got some goldish pearls. Sorry, just in my little drawer of those. So we've got those ones. Those are quite Christmassy. We've got those ones. I think those do go rather nicely. Or we could go with the black. I'm going to discount black because I can't really see a lot of black in there. I really am quite taken to these. But I've only got 3, I've got 4 of them. Maybe do 3 up there. And then the caramel one, the little one in the corner. I think that is the plan. Okay, let me grab my tweezers. So hopefully these are not going to go flying. So I just got 3 dots there. Hopefully we can get these sort of in a row. I think the hardest thing about making a card is getting these dots in a row. Either it looks like it's in a row and then when you hold it up it isn't. Or they dry funny and then they're not. Okay. So I'm quite happy with that, I think. Yep. And then I'm just going to go in this corner here with 2 of these tiny caramel ones. Just picking up on all of those brown tones. And I've got my little teeny tiny dauber. Here. Okay. What I'm going to do is just go around, take some of that excess glue out. dries clear. I mean, you're not going to see it anyway, but it's just nice to not let that on there. Okay, so there is our first card. So I'm just going to get set up for card number 2. Okay, so for card number 2, I'm going to do a twisted easel. So I've already cut a piece that is 6 by 12, so it is going to be a 6 by 6 card. So bring back some gold mirror card, and I'm going to cut a square that is 2 notches under the 6, and 2 notches under the 6, and that will be for the base. I don't think I'm going to get another 2 notches out of a 6 there. I might do. So again, 2 notches under the 6, and then what I'm going to do is cut that corner to corner. And one of these pieces we will keep for a rainy day. I'll pop that away for a second, and we'll bring in my scoreboard. So I'm going to take my card base, I'm going to score at 6. So we're going to just give that a good burnish down, and then we need to score along the diagonal. It's going to be easier for me to do this with a ruler rather than, because I've got the small scoreboard. If you haven't got the, let me put this right around. If you have the big scoreboard, you would be able to do this very easily on the actual scoreboard, but because I haven't, I am going to do it on using a ruler. Okay, now I want my twisted easel to fold. Let's see, I want it to fold. Do I want it to go that way? If I do it that way, yeah. So I'm going to come across from this corner to this corner. So all I'm going to do is just line up the 2 points, and I'm going to score. Actually, let me just got quite a thick score tool here. Let's see if I've got one of my other ones there. Bear with me. Yeah, that's better. It's got a finer point. So this is just a McGill one. So any ball tool. It's got quite a small head, and then you should find that that folds quite nicely. Put that ruler back, and that's my metal edge ruler. It came with a magnetic mat from We Are Memory Keepers. So, but I don't know what's happened to the mat. I think when I moved the craft room round a long time ago, really, it got lost. I'll probably find it, you know, if we ever had to move. Okay, so I'm just checking that that mat that I've made fits on there quite nicely. I think I am just going to take a smidge off that top. So all I'm going to do is just pop that in. I'm just going to take a tiny bit off. I just really want it to be straight. It's just the finest of edge, and hopefully that should be okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so now if I bring in this cardstock, so the base we need, so to go on the bottom piece, we need this to be 4 notches under the 6. And I want to keep this mince pie on the bottom. Bear with me because that's not cut properly. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. that should fit onto my little mirror mat quite nicely. There we go. And then for this piece, again, we need to be 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. I'm actually turning that way. 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. Yeah, so 4 notches under the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 notches under the 6. And then I'm going to cut this corner to corner. Hopefully we should be okay. We may have to take another smidge off. We will see. Let's have a little look. Well, I think that's just a really fine border round. Probably a little finer than I would usually do, but I can live with that rather than try and cut it straight. And that is all I need for now. So let's do some assembling. So for the base, again with my all-purpose glue, and this was on offer on Crafter's Companion the other day. I don't know if it still is. Might have been ended, but it was on a 3. It's 3 for £10 when they're normally £5 a bottle. So if you are looking to get some, then you know, it's worth doing, worth looking at. So the other thing with a twisted easel to be careful of is that the card is going to, let me try and show this to the camera, so the card really is going to sit like this. So then you have to decide how you want this to go. I think that's probably going to be okay with that mince pie in that corner, but if you've got a different pattern, you know, just be wary or just be aware before you glue that down of where that is going to sit when you assemble the card, or when whoever gets it assembles the card. Okay, so we're going down in this corner. Just give that a good press down to set nicely. Okay, so then I can pop this on here, and I think I'm going to go in with tacky glue on this, just purely because I'm going to be putting my elements on. So I really do want this to stick down quite quickly for me. So let's pop this onto here. Just the one thing you must do is just make sure you've got nothing along that crease, otherwise it will stop that folding up for you. Okay, and this one I'm going to pop a little bit of all-purpose in the middle, and I'm going to put some tacky glue just along the edges. Like I say, I do want it to set straight away, but it's going to be, because I cut those borders so tight, just wanted to make sure I got that absolutely right. Okay, so that's where we're at the moment with our card. So looking fab. So let's pop out our beautiful mince pie. So I'm just going all the way around. So we've got that one. And maybe we might come with this sentiment, which is the may your heart be filled with all the joys of the season, just purely because it's round. Got another little mince pie there, and I may still come back and use that border, we will see. Okay, so for this one I'm popping out all of these rings because I'm not layering that up as it would normally come. I want it to be a bit of a showpiece. And if you struggle to get these pips away, these connections, then just go around it lightly with a knife, or if you get in one and then go around it with your scissors. Okay, so this one we've got the fork on the other side, so it does sit sort of that way up, so I need to be aware of that. Okay, so for this one, so my plan is for a lot of this to come over the side of it, so let me pop it down like that so you can see. And right, so this one I'm going to pop down with my tacky glue, and it's going flat. Okay, and I don't think it's got a right or a wrong way up. Let me just put my finger where that glue is. Give that a press down. Hopefully there's no glue there. Okay, and then this one we're coming in on that same radius, but I do want just a little bit of height, so the little 1mm ones. So I know I can use pretty much a lot of it across there, so if I just put that like so, I've got this piece here. It's not really going to matter if they if you can see the pads on this one, because it's going to be covered up by this piece here anyway. Okay, so you'll notice I am not being uber careful about making sure that the pad is going just on the actual ring. So if you've got the little thin strips, that would be perfect for this, have to be honest, but like I say, it's going to be covered up, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. Can't believe it's Friday tomorrow. It sort of spins by so quick, doesn't it? It's like always seems to be like Friday. And then the weekends go a little slower, and then it's like the week flies by again. I suppose it's better than the other way around. Right, okay, so tacky glue again, always with these pads. And then if I just put my finger where that is, well, I can see where a lot of them are. And that is coming in. And about like so. Okay. And then we've got this one, which is going to come across like so. So the brilliant thing about that is that all of this green is going to be covered up, so I can use that to place my pads. So for this one, I'm going to use the Crafter's Companion ones. Just that nice lift. I'm going to put quite a few there, just because I can, as my mum used to say. Just peel all of these off. And obviously, you know, there's loads of things you can do with this kit. And I don't usually do two sort of concept-y cards on a video. Normally I'll do one and then do some sort of plain cards, but I saw something like this with a circle, but it wasn't hunky-dory, and I thought that would be perfect for this one. Okay, so I need to make sure I've got this the right way up, because it's going to be so I'm going to come over like that. Okay, so that's how, let me put that back. So when we've got our little stopper on, it's going to look like that on the corner. Okay, so now I think I'm probably going to put the stopper on there, and then we've got this other pie here, so I might come, or we could go up there. No, I think I like it down here, and then a couple of little gems up there. Okay, let's fold that over carefully, and I'm going to use these Hunkydory, probably about a 2mm pad on there. We'll pop a little bit of tacky glue let's bring that back so we know we've got it in the right place. And I think I'll go there. That's going to stop that quite nicely. And then this one, if I put some of the shorter foam pads, I don't want to go too high, otherwise it's not going to fold so nice and go in a envelope. So I'm just going to pop a few on there. So don't want to go any higher than that there. And we're coming round, so just getting these pads off. And popping that in there. And we just need to just tuck that under like so. Okay, now this one has got some sort of pink in it, so we could bring in, I think that's too red. Let's see if we've got any sort of pinky colours that we can bring in the gems. I've got some new gems today from Temu, those little bags, yeah, about 148, something like that. But these ones have got pink, not pink, they are red and sort of a tealy blue, light blue, and then this has got the dark blue and then the different blues. There's crystals in there, all sorts. They do loads of different colours. I just got those ones just to try them, and yeah, so I was quite pleased with them. Quite a nice big bag for the actual money. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the pink. I decided I might go with these clear ones instead. Bear with me 2 seconds. Guess what? Surprise, surprise, I changed my mind. So decided I would go with these glittery gems. So let's add a little bit of sparkle since we didn't on the other one. So I'm going to pop 2 smaller ones down this side, because we've got a lot of things happening on that side, so just want to bring the design back round to this side. So again, just using a little bit of tacky glue just for a little bit of security with these gems. They usually stick pretty well, but I just like to know that they're going to be on there until somebody gets rid of the card. And then I'm going to put one, again another small one, I think, this top, and then I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a big one and a medium one or a small one on here. So let's just grab that one if it wants to play a game. Actually, the sticky thing has come off, so I'll take that off altogether. And then this one here. There we go. So we've got our design coming round and to the side. Okay, so if I lift that up now and you can see how that sits. I think that gem needs to go over a little bit, but I will sort that out before I take a picture of it. So those are the 2 cards that we have done today. Like I say, 2 concept-y cards really, with that sort of floating panel, and then the twisted easel. I'm going to come back with this kit again. I may even do 2 videos out of it because I just love it too much. I'm honestly in love with it. I've just the foiling is just so scrummy. Yeah, so next time I will come back with this kit again, that's for sure. I will put pictures up on my Pinterest, so if you want a closer look, they'll be on there. It's Sybil Jane's Concoctions again. I also do put them on Facebook, Sybil Jane's Concoctions, and I also put them in the Hunkydory group and Crafting with All Brands group. So, you know, loads of places to get a closer look at them if you want to. Okay, but that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support. I honestly, I can't tell you how much I do enjoy the interaction that I do have with you. Yeah, and you know, obviously if you haven't subscribed yet and you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe, because it is nice to know that there are people out there enjoying what I'm doing, because I'm really enjoying it myself. Also, let me know if you've got this kit and what you think of it, whether you think like me it is the best kit they have ever done and should not really be as a free gift. I would have paid for this every day of the week and probably gone back for another kit. I still may do. But anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.